welcome back to the Afia Morning Show, and thank you for joining us once again. My name is Nathalie Uku, and this is when we head straight into our discussions, all that we have for you on the show today. Well, we begin on a really sad note concerning a case of police brutality that has resulted in the death of a teenage boy, Emeka Odogu, as a result of a police officer's shot. Residents are saying that this happened, it's just like a continuous abuse of rights of citizens by the police force. And this, of course, has extended beyond what we reported about in Enugu. Now it's going on in Delta. A police officer allegedly attached to the area command shot and killed the young man just because he was using fireworks. And viewer discretion is advised for this clip. Take a look.
Commando, don't keep us commando. This guy's small. Commando. Shoot some more. Commando. Shoot the boy for head. Shoot the boss. So, command. Blood motor. Shoot the blood motor. So, blood motor.
I mean, we're speechless. We have no words. But most importantly, may his soul rest in peace. We're being joined now by someone in Asaba Delta State, Comrade Victor Ojei, lead activist, Young Nigerian Rights Organization, who has been following up on cases of violation of human rights. And of course, he has also been on top of this case, trying to get answers from the police and, of course, the government. Thank you, Comrade Ojei, for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
I mean, I don't even know how to begin this, because this is not just anyone that was killed. This is someone's son. This is someone's cousin. This is someone's nephew. This is a whole generation wiped out by the simple act of that, should we say, careless police officer or rogue police officer, as people are accusing that police officer of killing that young man. But since you're there in the state, give us your assessment of this case. We've seen it all over the dailies, but would like you to create a picture of what truly transpired and what led to the death of this young man.
You know, we have some of the best laws in Nigeria. I'm talking about human rights, the entrenchment of human rights in our constitution, in the African Charter of Human and People's Rights Act, in the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, and the rest of them. But in practice, we are doing very, very badly, because those who have the duty to protect our rights, they don't even know what these rights are all about. Look, the police has a police force order 237, which is the use of firearm. Why will the police officer that was trained, that went to police college, that knows about the use of firearm, that knows that you don't shoot to kill, you don't engage in extrajudicial killing. This young man his crime was that he was shooting banger, knockouts in this festive season. We all know that during the Xmas season, generally in Nigeria, the children, this guy is a minor, 17 years of age. This guy is a minor. Children are used to shooting banger, even when we know that the police usually put out notice to caution parents that they should caution their children on the use of knockouts. But there's nowhere in the world where you shoot to kill, you shoot him on the head.
All right,
headshots.
Let me come in there quickly. This event happened on Saturday night, and we're made to understand that the police came and saw that there were knockouts and, of course, fireworks in possession, and, of course, littered around the atmosphere. How, in your understanding, the things get to the point? How did events get aggravated so much so that shot had to be fired on Saturday night?
Look, there's no reason. The police doesn't have any excuse. These children, the use of firearm, the rules are there. You only shoot to demobilize. You shoot to incapacitate. You don't shoot to kill. And you shoot only when there is a threat. When it is there's a need for self-defense. There's a need to defend others or to neutralize a threat. That is where you can only make use of your firearm. You have to protect lives and property. That is the core duty of the police. Take note that this is not the first. On the 1st of November, a young man, Nollywood cameraman, was shot on the stomach. His intestines came out. Do you know that till date, the Delta Hawk, which is the security outfit that committed this this atrocity, they never came to visit this young man. Neither did they pay his medical bills. This is man's humanity to man. Few days later, a young man was chased alongside his friend. Eventually, this young man lost his life because of there was something that hit him on his forehead. The police are saying that he ran into war, while his people are saying no, that he was hit on the forehead with the police gun. He died 2 weeks later. And on the 6th of December, Master Odogu, a 17-year-old minor at Ozoro here in Delta State, was shot in the head. Shoot to kill. Head shot is shoot to kill. You don't demobilize, shoot the head. This man was killed. He was extrajudicially killed. It's so painful that lives are no longer valued. Section 13 of the Constitution mandates that there's a right to life. Even God gave us human rights. The government gave us fundamental rights. Why is it that those that are supposed to protect us are not the ones that are not killing our youth? That means that since this is a sequence in less than a month, 4 weeks, 3 youths has been hit. I mean, the narrative of their death has to do with the police. The narrative of their death has to do with the police. You see that it's so unfortunate. Mm-hmm. It's so unfortunate. It means that few days time, another youth might lose his life if we don't do anything about this.
No, definitely we're not going to sit, cross our legs and watch as this continues happening. We'll continue to do our part and report the stories, report the news, because this appears to have become a trend in Delta State. But I have to ask this question. This question does not justify anything that happened, but what does the law say about use of fireworks and bangers in the state?
There is no rule from the House of Assembly here about the use of knockouts. But generally in Nigeria, the IG or commissioners of police usually caution parents on the use of knockouts. Most times they ban it. They say don't make use of fireworks. But then we are talking about lives here. There is nowhere the commissioner of police or the IG of police gave instructions to the police officers to shoot to kill. There's nowhere. There's no rule that says that you should neutralize a minor or a citizen of Nigeria, a resident of Nigeria, just because of the made use of firearm.
I want to ask this question really though. Let's do the math. What does a Nigerian life really worth, right? That would make a trigger-happy policeman, just put a trigger on their headshot. When you shoot somebody on their head, you literally want to kill the person, right? What ensued between the policeman and this young lad that made him or angered him to ignore the rule of engagement or apparently want to protect his life to shoot the young man on the head? Did you get the account of this policeman that made him do what he did, ignoring the rules of engagement?
There's no excuse that the policeman wants to give that a minor was shot on the head. And now there's no coming back from there.
No, Comrade,
when you are pushed to the other side.
Just for some clarity, what we're trying to establish is what happened at the scene of the crime. What happened at the scene of the crime? We understand that there is no excuse, and we can localize this to lack of training. We can localize this to psychological issues. We can localize it to a lot of things, and of course just general rogueness of this police officer, a criminal offense indeed. But what happened at the scene of the crime? Was there some kind of altercation? What led to that? We're not saying that it justifies anything.
According to his brother, who reached out to us, for us to advocate for their family, he only told us that they were, outside their compound, shooting banger, knockouts. And before you say Jesus is Lord, the policeman approached and shot him on the head. Shoot to kill, according to his brother.
The conversation ensued. Nothing happened. Just came to
the brother did not give us those details.
Oh.
But the policeman has been detained, and hopefully will be transferred from Ozoro to Asaba, the police command today.
But my question
But
is,
we need accountability.
yeah,
People need to be held accountable.
we've been complaining about a couple of this kind of incidents been happening around there in Delta State, and these people are actually going scot-free. So how do you think that this one in particular, they would, get to the root of it?
Of course, it's not a public matter. It's not a matter of public interest. That is why the police had to detain him. But what about the young man that was shot on the stomach 1st of November? That he did, the security agency, Delta Hawk, they never visited this man, neither did they take care of his bill. This one, they are inviting him to the first headquarters here in Asaba, the command, because of there's a public outcry. We are advocating, saying no, they should stop killing the youth in Delta State. As long as they are not involved in kidnapping, as long as the youth are not involved in criminal acts, there is no need for you to end their life, to violate their rights to life.
All right.
That is what we are, that is the statement we are here to make.
Yeah, according to this report, just adding to the story, you said that the boy was using fireworks and then police officers stormed the residence. But Punch newspaper...
According to his family member that called us.
All right. Now, according to this report, this correspondence from the Punch, efforts by the security operatives to arrest the boy were resisted. And while he attempted to escape, one of the policemen reportedly opened fire and killed him. So it appears that there was more that happened before the deadly shot. What do you have to say about this?
I've already said what I have to say about this. The police has order 237, the use of firearm. You demobilize. Basically, you go for the leg. You demobilize. Mostly when there is a threat, and it must be proportionate. For you to make use of the gun, it must be that there's an exchange of fire. It must be proportionate. And even when there is firearm on the other side, you are trying to defend yourself, self-defense, you don't shoot to kill. You shoot to demobilize. But here we go. This is a headshot. This is a headshot. So no matter what happens or happened, we have this is condemnable globally.
It is condemnable globally because you ask yourself, why did the police officer even need a gun at the scene? Why was it necessary? I mean, someone is using fireworks and then you bring a gun. I mean, that is,
yeah.
It shows that there are problems and things that, I mean, you've taken this boy's life because he was getting ready for Christmas. We understand that this is illegal. According to the Delta State Police Command, this was in 2023, the Delta State Police Command banned the sale and use of fireworks, knockouts, firecrackers, and other pyrotechnics in the state. And of course, this order was issued by the state CP. So we understand that it is illegal in Delta State. But what would even motivate...
As at that time, excuse me.
Let me just drop this point, all right? Every year, we usually see the police, even down here in Enugu State, the police would often come out and issue another ban, issue another warning, saying that fireworks is not supposed to be used or knockout. So this is last year. We're going to watch, and you'll probably see in the coming days that it's this year. And of course, there's usually no timeline to a ban. If it was banned last year, it probably is still banned this year. So that official statement is still pending. But on what grounds would a police officer try to tackle a 17-year-old boy with a weapon because he was using fireworks? Yes, illegal. But is he the first person to try to resist arrest? How do you tackle him in such a manner?
Look, it is unfortunate that we find ourselves in this climb where lives are no longer valued. Now, you made a statement. You said in 2023, the Commissioner of Police of Delta State made a law, or it's not a law. He just gave a caution. Look, you don't just ban. Look, we have our House of Assembly in Delta State that makes these laws that governs us here in Delta State. The House of Assembly did not make a law. If that young man will be charged to court, there's no law to prosecute him as far as the laws of Delta State is concerned. The House of Assembly in Delta State, as far as to the extent of my knowledge, has not made any law that mandates that no citizen can make use of knockout or banger. There's no law here in Delta State, as far as I know.
Okay.
And I also know there's no federal law that says people should not be using knockout or bangers. Even the police people, if you go and check, their children still make use of this banger. If you go to police barrack, go and investigate nationally during this festive period. You know, children are children. Children must always act as children.
All right.
So it's not enough for you to say that in 2023 you want to shift the goalpost. This is 2024 we are talking about. There's no caution so far. There's no press release to caution. There's no radio advert or jingle that has cautioned the youth or the children, minors in this state, Delta State, that they should not make use of knockout or banger. There's no law.
All right, I understand that there's no law, right? But a ban is a ban. And we all love watching fireworks. We all love how beautiful it looks. We all want to use bangers, knockouts. I mean, it's Christmas. You want to show that you're enjoying yourself. You want to see the lights, the sparks, and all of that. But it's unfortunate that because of, well, I'll bring it back down to the southeast, because of the security situation, anybody can interpret the sound of knockout or fireworks to mean, you know, someone firing a shot because of the menace of insecurity. So you see, it's a warped problem. Because of insecurity, now people are not allowed to use this because of security concerns. You want to know if a gun has been fired or not. But this doesn't solve anything. Regardless of the ban, we still see fireworks on Christmas Day. We still see fireworks on New Year's Eve. We still hear bangers all through the Christmas season. So it's a ban, but effectiveness of that ban is the question. But Commodore J, one thing I'll say for sure is each year, at least each year I've been on this program, you see the police come out to reel out another ban, and they will threaten to, you know, apprehend anybody that's caught using these celebratory devices. But the question I have is, since when did an arrest turn to a murder? If you're supposed to bring, don't you have professional ways of apprehending someone for using something that you have deemed to not be legal anymore because you banned it? Don't you have professional ways of apprehending the person without giving the person a headshot? Because when an arrest turns to a murder...
This actually would be attributed to the psychological stance of the policeman at that point in time. Because even going by the information from Punch, what ensued, the
resistance,
and he started to run. Would you also... I just want to trying to balance out the story. From the policeman's vantage right now, is it that he misaimed and got his head? But then again, he shouldn't have used the weapon at all. I'm not saying that it's right to use the rifle. Yeah. Because when it comes to rule of engagement, it wasn't even called for at that point in time. You can do the chase to a policeman meant to be fit.
You do the chase.
You can do the chase. So I'm just saying, is it a case of misaim?
Even if you're misaiming, that's a minor. You are dealing with a minor, someone that is still enjoying bangers, still enjoying all of those things. You don't shoot. You have
then
to.
We have to attribute it to the psychological overview, right? Because
I mean, I would love. I feel like that's a convenient excuse. I mean, if this man is being accused of murdering this guy, saying that it's psychological, I think is making it easy for him. He killed a 17-year-old who was using something that they banned. I don't know how long they banned, but I think if something is banned last year, it's still banned this year. It's like saying because contraband is banned in secondary school, you should still bring it in next year because it was last year they told you. I believe that's a consistent ban. But what is the excuse for using the ultimate means to capture someone who allegedly was trying to escape? Commander J, let's gain your final assessment of this and what the Delta State government is saying about this situation currently.
I believe we are all aware that the federal government came up recently and said that less than, I think it's not 16 years, what age, 8 brackets, cannot gain admission to university. But did it stand? No, because there was no law on that. The police just made a statement. That doesn't make it a law. A statement is not a law. I want us to clarify that so that we don't shift goalposts that in 2023, a commissioner of police gave a press release that there's ban on knockout. There's no law. Use of knockout is a global practice. Even in China, that is a communist country, they make use of fireworks. In USA, the whole world, they make use of knockouts. It is a global use. As far as I know, The matter is just happening on Friday night. Today is Monday. The young man is going to be, the police officer will be transferred to Asaba today.
Night.
So far, so good. The state government has not made any statement so far. But we need to put an end to this by voicing out that enough is enough. Enough is enough. The police should hold themselves accountable. The police should subject their officers to mental health check. Because it's not very clear that the police needs mental health check. There should be a routine mental health check on police officers in Delta State.
You know,
unnecessary killing can be avoided.
Yes. Comrade J, I think you've made a very valid point. I mean, we're looking at a clear, cut that you've made. You're saying a ban versus a lawful ban or just a ban. Is this ban actually in the law? So that's something that we definitely have to interrogate. The police coming out every time to say they've banned this. Is this actually lawful? So that's something that we have to look at. But we're dealing with continuous cases of police brutality. You've cited the young man that allegedly was hit with a gun, and the police officers said that he had run into a wall and eventually he died. So it's not just this case. This issue goes way back. What do you think is a lasting solution to this? Because there's this notion that after a couple of weeks, everybody will move on, chase the next big story, and then you see a repeat offense by the police. If this proves to be accurate, the account proves to be accurate, what do you think is a lasting solution to this menace?
The lasting solution is accountability. Any police officer that engages in violation of the rights of Nigerian citizens, mostly when it comes to extrajudicial killing, should be seen going to life in prison. By the time other police officer knows that if you are involved in any extrajudicial killing or conspiracy of extrajudicial killing, you are going for a life imprisonment. Everybody will start cautioning themselves. People should be seen, police officers should be seen going to prison, life imprisonment, not just for a few years. Because do you know that there is no amount of money you have in this world that you can use to buy life? This young boy is gone. Do you know what his family is going through now? It's so terrible, the trauma. Look at Oromoni Sylvester that died the other day, 2 years ago. The mother just died 25th of November last month because of the psychological trauma. It's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate.
All right, Oji.
Well, I just hope that we clear this once and for all, right? Because that police reform is very important and vital
Definitely.
at this point in time. Because I don't get a reason why we keep hearing this from Enugu State to Delta to where?
Imo, everywhere.
Lagos, everywhere.
It's
Please
everywhere.
keep brutalizing people, using firearms when you don't even need to, right? And cutting short of young people's lives. It's not nice. Not now. This needs to be put into perspective, talked about, and that reform is very important now than ever. Because I don't understand the madness.
That's what it appears to be. I mean, we have, of course, garnered a lot of information from this conversation. We have to understand how legal this ban is. We're seeing police operated CPs, not just in Delta State, across the nation.
Even though, does it make you use firearm
Precisely.
and headshots?
That already established. We're seeing CPs across Nigeria. They come out every year and they say the fireworks have been banned, knockout has been banned. They keep saying it. So it's now time for us to truly interrogate how lawful this ban is. And Comrade J, thank you for pointing that out. It's very unfortunate that this young man has lost his life. I can only imagine what his family is going through. I can only imagine what his friends are going through, well-wishers are going through, and what the youths in Delta State are feeling, knowing that they can just be gunned down for something, regardless of how trivial it is.
Is a bang a gun?
I don't understand. I mean, professionalism. You see, professionalism. It's very important. We pray that his soul rests in peace. We will definitely continue this discussion, gain more facts, give you more information on how lawful this ban actually is, speak to the police and gather more facts. But it's important for the government to weigh in. Government should, of course, try to meet up with his family. I don't think the police understands the importance of a life. This is not just, you're just going to kill something you want to eat. This is a human being. You have ended this boy's dreams. You have ended this boy's future. You have killed a generation. And if that is the family's only child, you have killed their lineage. Do you? I mean,
And it's psychological trauma.
does the police command understand this? Do I have to speak it in another language? Do they understand the gravity of what they've done?
I think we are lacking a lot of empathy in Nigeria. I don't know why, maybe because of the way brutal and hard the country is. Everybody's becoming so hard and hard and hard. We're lacking empathy. Because assuming that trigger-happy policeman has empathy, and he's thoughtful, he thinks, right? And he doesn't, there's nothing psychological, going ill in his mind or in himself. He wouldn't even do that he did. Give a chase. That's why a policeman, you're meant to be fit. That's why a policeman. Give a chase, right? Why pull the trigger on a young lad?
You ask yourself, how far could the boy actually have run?
No matter what, it doesn't...
No, listen. How far could he have gone?
He's a kid. I know he has life in him, right?
If they couldn't get him that day, don't they have data? Of course they don't. That's a rhetoric question. Don't they have data to actually track down where he stays, his family? Do you have to catch him on the spot? There are mechanisms. You can make use of so many devices to track down someone who has escaped. But bringing out your gun instantly, it's a waste. It's a waste. That's really all I have to say.
I just hope this ends.
Oji, I'm tired of hoping.
Yeah.
You see this hope thing? You see this time around? I'm not doing hope. People should do the right thing, and the right thing should be done now, not tomorrow, not next week, not next year. Now, because all this hoping and hoping, it's not transforming to anything. We finished after the entire series we did on what happened in Enugu. We're seeing Comrade J bringing this one to the limelight. So what is really changing? It's time for action. And that action needs to be taken now, because as we're having this show, people are grieving. I tried to reach out to the deceased father to try to also have him on the show, and the call was not he wasn't responding. So who knows the level of trauma the dad is going through, while we're still hoping for a better future, hoping for action, whereas it's not coming. So we'll continue to report the story. We'll definitely follow up on what Commodore J has raised on this fireworks, but there is no excuse whatsoever for the fate that has befallen the young man. But we'll continue reporting the story and bringing you more facts as the week progresses. Thank you so much, Commodore J, for joining us once again.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Have a good day.
Have a great day.